Here we go. Talk it up.
Alrighty. What's happening, people? How we feeling? How we living? We are, what, is it 2 days from the draft right now?
We are 48 hours away from the NFL draft, from the Chicago Bears, or actually from Roger Goodell. Let's go even further back. From Roger Goodell saying, Chicago Bears are on the clock.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And I can tell y'all, I am super active the 2 weeks before the NFL draft and trades in my Dynasty leagues. I mean, I am scheming. I am looking at my teams, thinking, what moves should I make? Okay, how many leagues do I have one-on-one? I want at least one Caleb Williams. Okay, I'm going to keep him in that league. But in this league, the 101's getting shopped around.
Sure.
Okay, I'm at the 108. What could I do with that? Do I want to turn that into a player? Most recent trade that I made was just last night. Or, yeah, last night before I went to bed. Trade away the 101 SuperFlex league. In this league, I've already got Justin Herbert, Kyler Murray, Bryce Young. And honestly, if that's Jaden Daniels at the 103, I'm fine with it. If it's Malik Neighbors, I'm fine with it. But wanted to get into that 107 range for either Brock or Rome, and then also wanted to get that future pick. And I talked about this a lot in the video where I talk about hit rates, and I talk about how to dominate your rookie drafts, trading back, because we really aren't good historically at actually hitting on like the best player in rookie drafts. We're actually truly awful at it. And this is just an example of me doing that in one of my own leagues. That was this video, Win Your Draft. And I've seen you make some trades as well in the Delta League. You've been moving around some assets because, if I'm not mistaken, your team is in a bad spot, so you're trying to get some future draft capital.
Yeah, time to pivot. I changed it to pivot. My team was in a bad spot. A lot of those kind of assets fell off. I still have Drake London for you if you like.
I like him,
but no pressure.
That's Delta, right?
So yes, it is Delta. I
We'll
think that's
see. Now I have the 107, and let me double check this. Yeah,
before you had something else.
Before it was a 109, but now I have the 107. That could be a piece of the trade. Well, I'm not sure. Knowing I could get potentially a Doomsday there, I don't think I'd be giving up more than the 107, but that's an offer for you, if that intrigues you.
I guess I'm just trying to get the most out of it, to be honest with you. Like,
yeah.
I think it has to be more than just the 107.
See, I get you, but I'm just going to stick and see if a Doomsday's there.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. 1 second. Blaze is going crazy right now. But yes, I am. If you want a Doomsday, that's fine. If not, I got Drake London paired with Kirk Cousins, where you don't know. Doomsday is going to Daniel Jones. Mental. 1 second.
It's fine. Well, if you guys were with us yesterday, we did a community mock draft. We do that every year. That was really fun. And we basically let you guys vote on the picks as we go through them. And I kind of made an executive decision for the Chargers to trade down, but they also traded back up to get Rome Odunze. I think something like that is super possible. I'm not going to sit here and say it's going to happen, but I really don't think we understand how many trades are about to happen. You know, I really wholeheartedly believe that there's going to be I don't want to use that word, a whole lot of trades. Let's just say that. I think there will be a whole lot of trades. We had the Vikings trading up and grabbing JJ with the Chargers. And then what I did is I actually had the Chargers trade back up from 11 to 8 to get Rome Odunze. Like, something like this, I think, could totally happen. I know people got Rome Odunze penciled in as a Chicago Bear. I'm not convinced. Do the Cardinals trade back and then trade back up? Do the Chargers trade back up? Do the Giants decide that they want to take him? You know, I just think there's so many opportunities for the top 10 to get absolutely mental. So it's going to be a fun time. But we see you guys in the chat. What's up, Hunter? What's up, Johnny? What's up, Chase? What's up, Brotherhood? Is anybody watching the Fallout, by the way, on Amazon Prime? For the Brotherhood.
No.
Gotta watch it. It's really good. What's
I
up?
haven't watched it yet.
What's up, Andrew? What's up, Zach? What's up, J.E. Jonathan? Zach says it's like an AA meeting here. What's up, Timothy? We see you guys in the chat. Colin. This is a great question before we dive in today. He says, what are your bold draft guesses? We thought about making a video where we gave some hot takes, but just being 100% transparent with y'all, nobody cares about those videos. Like, they just don't do anything. But this is an opportunity. What is a hot take? He says, mine is that the Jags trade up for Brock Bowers. Teams up Trevor and Doug P know how to utilize the tight end position. What's yours, Badaki? Hot take.
Hot take.
Okay, I know mine.
I don't have one.
My hot take, and
go for it.
It's only from the last couple days of information. I could be completely wrong on this. 6 quarterbacks in the top 15.
Right.
6 quarterbacks, top 15. And also, I would say that the Chiefs don't take a wide receiver round 1. I don't know if that's a hot take. It just feels like everyone has that, like, sharpied in. So those would be my 2 hot takes. 3. I'll give it one last one, okay? 6 quarterbacks in the top 15. Chiefs don't go wide receiver in round 1. And I would also say that we have a record for the most amount of trades in a first round.
Okay. It's pretty bold. I don't really have crazy ones. I feel like my biggest one, like I would say like 2 or 3 weeks ago, was JJ to New England. I think JJ McCarthy is going to go ahead of Drake May, but that doesn't feel like a bold take anymore.
I think that's pretty bold still.
That's kind of where I'm leaning at right now. I think the New England Patriots want JJ McCarthy and they don't want Drake May, and they want to trade back to get value and get their guy. So that's kind of my thought process there. I guess my second bold take is that I don't think the Minnesota Vikings are going to trade up into the top 5.
Okay.
I don't think.
Yeah,
I do not think
that is consensus. Like, that's my opinion. They trade up for a quarterback. So you're saying they're sticking?
I think they're sticking, or maybe moving up a spot, or maybe potentially even moving back because they don't even want one of these guys or whoever falls to them at 11. I just do not believe. I do not believe that a team is going to move out of the top 5 or top 6 picks to go outside of the top 10. I guess those are my 2 bold takes there coming in. So JJ McCarthy to New England and the Minnesota Vikings not trading up for a top 5 pick.
Timothy says, hot take is Buffalo sells the barn and move up and get a top 3 wide receiver. Man, we talked about this on yesterday's. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I just want to throw something else out there. I know this is absolutely absurd, but there's a world out there that, and this is just for fun. I'm not saying this is going to happen, and I said this in the video once.
Oh gosh, anytime
big,
Badaki makes content and says,
big,
this is just for fun, it is dangerous. So
how big of balls does Jim Harbaugh have?
Stop.
You won't trade away JJ.
That's ridiculous.
Or Herbert. You won't trade him away.
Okay, see, this is the problem. Yeah, no. Anytime Badaki says,
trade him away.
This is just for fun, it's normally going to cause absolute chaos. That's
you know
not
why
happening.
I say that? You know why I say that
happening.
is because, look, obviously JJ McCarthy was his college quarterback. He says it now, and he probably has to say that he's the best quarterback in this NFL draft. If he believes that and he thinks he's better than Justin Herbert, how big balls do you have, Jim? Huh?
Not that big. Not that big.
You all talk then.
You're
Jim.
not that guy, pal.
You're all talk.
You know, on the Buffalo Bills trading up for one of those top 3, the only reason I can't see it, and obviously it's a hot take, so I love it. Only reason I can't see it is because you have to think about, why would a team want to trade with Buffalo? Every year that pick is going to be low. You know what I mean? Oh, I'll take your next 3 first-round picks, but it's probably not going to be worth my pick here in the top 10, you know? You're probably going to be picked 25 to 32 every single year, so that's tough, but it is a hot take. JStump says, mine is that the Jags trade into the top 10 to take a Dunze. What's up, Styles? Appreciate you. What's up, Alejandro? Michael says Eagles trade up to 16 range for Arnold and then back to take an OL. Brotherhood says Bills trade for AyyyO or Higgins. Love to see that. What's up, WG? Welcome in. We see all you guys. What's up, Matty Lowe? What's up, Michael Wands? Appreciate you, Andrew. Come on, Big Cheese. Let's go. What's up, Stump? In the building. Daniel Jones to the moon. What's up, Chef? In the building. Is it Chef or Chief? Chef. It's Chef. Come on.
Chef. Is it
Rowan.
Chef or Chief?
It's literally none. Rowan, I hear you, man. I'll look at that after the stream here. But we appreciate you guys. Hey, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Do us a favor as the stream starts. Go ahead and smash that like button. Today's stream, we are going to be reviewing people's Dynasty teams. And this will actually be the last chance that we get to do this week. Simply because tomorrow's our last live stream for our rookie drafts. And then the next day is the NFL draft. And we will be live during the NFL draft reviewing people, or sorry, we'll be live during the NFL draft reacting to the NFL draft. We won't be reviewing Dynasty teams. We'll actually be enjoying the NFL draft. And, you know, that's a good segue to let you guys know that if you want to be live with us, look, the production value is not going to be the highest. There will be a ton of really good live streams out there during the NFL draft with crazy production. I just put a direct link in the chat for us. It's going to be very simple. We're going to hang out. We might not talk sometimes. We might talk a lot other times. But we're going to react to every single draft pick that happens. And yeah, you know, there might be better lights. There might be better transitions and graphics and giveaways and stuff in other streams. And I'm sure there is. There's probably better streams out there. But if you just want hangs, low-key hangs, and reactions, low-key hangs, that's what we can offer. So come hang out with us during the NFL draft. Hit that notify me button. You'll be notified when we go live. I'm pretty sure we'll go live an hour before the NFL draft. We'll do our final round 1 mock draft based off what we believe is going to happen. And yeah, we appreciate you guys. It's always a fun time when we get to do that. But like we mentioned, today we are reviewing people's Dynasty teams. If you want your Dynasty teams, if you want one of your Dynasty teams to be reviewed by us, it's very simple. I'll put a direct link in the chat. All you got to do is become a Mother Flocker member with the promo code LAND. So when you become a Mother Flocker member with our code LAND, you get our rookie report, a Dynasty team review, unlimited access to our rankings, our trade calculator, a DM to us for advice. You get to be part of our Dynasty trade show. You get to be part of our Discord, the premium Discord. And of course, you're supporting Badaki and myself. You're keeping the lights on for us. You're giving us that kind of edge to support our families while we pursue this, you know, this huge passion project of ours. So we appreciate you guys big time. Last thing I'll say on that is if you do sign up, I would suggest you to click the instant access button because that will allow your Dynasty team to be reviewed earlier rather than waiting for your trial to end. But once you sign up, go to the top right, click account, link your Discord, and then you should see all of our premium Discord channels, including the roster submissions tab, just like we have here, where AyyyO is the first team that we are reviewing today. And why don't you go and walk us through that team context here.
Let's do what we do. Let's do it best. AyyyO, we appreciate the support, man. Thank you so much. You can see the format is a 12-team, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, and 1 flex. So you're in a 1 quarterback league, which is great.
That's a pretty small lineup too. Sorry, I'm just working this out in my head. 1 quarter. So that is
3 starting wide receivers. It's a start.
2.
2 wide receivers and 1 flex. So
this is a start 7.
Yeah, start 7. So it is. We got to check this out here. But with the context here, it says won the title in 2022 after going all in on those key guys with no early draft picks for 2 straight years prior and in 2023. Traded my championship pieces into beginning of the 2023 of Tyreek, Saquon, and lost Nick Chubb for the season. I received Stroud 3 first in 24, 25, 26, and have been slowly accumulating 2 and 3. I'm assuming 2nd and 3rds for about 1.5 years now, knowing this class had potential for extreme depth. Basically would appreciate complete overview and draft selections through thoughts and who to aim for, any possible trades up or down for vets, and your honest truth of how long a rebuild could take. Thanks in advance. Boys, looking forward to it. We appreciate you once again. So with the context there, it kind of seems like he's probably not in the best position.
One thing we can always offer is our honest truth. And some people don't like it, but we will always be as honest as possible.
No question here. And it looks like AyyyO is ranked 11th.
And it does say start 7 on Keep Trade Cut too. Andrew said he might have mistyped that. Oh wait, it's correct. Okay. So look, this league this is going to be a common trend on this league in particular because of your format. But a start 7 is so small. I don't think it gets smaller than that. So that's going to absolutely change the way that we think about this team moving forward.
No question here. And I feel like there's maybe a little bit of a Thanos here with the #1 guy, 99th overall, then it goes down to 82. Obviously, it's not a perfect science here with keep, trade, cut. Bijan, I think his heavy hitters are the running back positions, Bijan and Breach, with Anthony Richardson, Brock there, and the Trey McBride. Tied wide receivers are decent, but not heavy hitters. Like I think you're probably going to hear us say often in this small build here. But let's look at your team. Quarterback position,
So,
CJ Stroud.
He is ranked 11th, by the way. So according to Keep Trade Cut, you are the second worst team here.
Yeah, according to this. That's okay. Anything can happen here.
Yeah. Just telling you what they think.
CJ Stroud, Baker Mayfield, and the rest of these quarterbacks here, which makes sense here. CJ is your guy, with Baker Mayfield being your depth person if either one goes down, which is great.
My first question is, what in the world are these guys rostered for? I'm not even sure I would roster most of these guys in SuperFlex, but in a one quarterback league,
yeah,
I don't understand why these guys are even rostered. Unless this is a glitch or something. Like everyone that I have highlighted here,
yeah, I'm keeping
these guys are gone. Like I would rather choose a random running back or a tight end or a wide receiver or something, because think about it. If a Jaren Hall hits, that he probably starts a couple games. Is it the Tommy DeVito, which you have, by the way? Is it the Tommy DeVito pathway? Like, that's not going to give you anything in a one quarterback league as far as trade. So first thing I would do is all these guys, welcome to the waiver wire, and let me pick up random running backs, random wide receivers, tight ends, guys that are more enticing, because I don't even know that you get a third or a fourth for these guys if they become starters, and it's unlikely any of them do.
Yeah, by the way, the Eagles are talking to the Denver Broncos about trading for the 12th pick in the NFL draft so they can take Quinyon Mitchell, or Quincy Mitchell, I think that's how you say it. The Broncos will get Eagles first round.
You had it right the first time.
The Broncos will get the Eagles first round 22nd selection, which they would use to draft quarterback Bo Nix in a second. This is rumors, not like an actual.
Yeah. That makes sense, because that's exactly what I talked about on yesterday's stream. Remember, I was mad at everyone because they wouldn't let me trade down with Denver. This makes a lot of sense to me.
This is interesting. I mean, this is a report.
I'm not sure Bo falls to 22 though, so that's interesting.
Well, I'm still not sold that this. I'm personally still not sold that the Raiders take a quarterback.
Did you hear Peter Schrager? He said he thinks 6 quarterbacks in the top 20. It's
going to go in the first? Oh, really? Oh, top 20. But like who? Oh, yeah. Okay. So yeah, you have the Broncos.
Schrager works off of information only.
Oh, no question. I love Peter Schrager. But
anyway,
yeah, the Broncos. And then I just don't see Vegas doing it. I don't think you.
I think they're in love with Penix, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
I just don't see that you pay Gardner Minshew that money and then say, let's just draft another quarterback.
You didn't pay Gardner Minshew Daniel Jones money. You paid him backup money.
Sure. Look, anything can happen. No question.
Anyway,
here.
we could spend too much time on that. And I'm just walking through Andrew here. He says, I thought he could pull a Dobbs and get a pick. Dobbs, I got a third for. That's crazy. That's crazy. Look, we could be wrong then. All I would say is most one quarterback leagues, and Dobbs is like was in a very unique position because he became a must start for like 5 or 6 weeks of the season last year. So, and there was a lot of quarterbacks injured. So I could put the pieces together as to how that happened in your league. All I would say is it doesn't feel like super common that quarterbacks get much value unless they're like stars. We can talk about tearing down from CJ. I know a lot of people hate that, but y'all know I just made a video about that. It's our most recent video. But anyway, going on to running backs here.
Yeah, running backs is not strong. Nick Chubb, Ty Chandler, Miles Sanders. The two guys that, potentially has a future here are Nick Chubb and potentially Miles Sanders, which looks very, very bleak here. So the running back room is not the strongest either.
I mean, let's just be honest across the board. There is not a player we would want to start outside of CJ Stroud on this team. Is that too bold to say? Because I don't think there's a single guy I want to start on this team outside of Stroud. So we are really bare bones here.
100%, especially in a star 7 where, once again, we like heavy hitters, but you do have draft capital.
And I'm curious what the deals were when you sent away, because he said that he traded Barkley away, he traded Tyreek away, he tanked on purpose. So you definitely did. I wonder what those guys went for, Badaki, because in a league like this, a start 7, you should get an absolute king's ransom for those 2 players.
I'm pretty sure that like he got multiple picks for Tyreek and Saquon. If I'm not mistaken, I think he kind of says I received Stroud 3 firsts and 3 firsts in 24, 25, 26. I'm assuming that's maybe Tyreek and Saquon. See, I got Stroud 3 firsts and a second for both of them combined. So you traded them in a package, I'm assuming.
Okay, for both of them. And a 1 quarterback, though. I guess...
I mean, Stroud is your foundational quarterback.
It just really depends on where those picks actually ended up. You know, if those are late first, I really think we could have got more. But also, you got to know the pulse of your team. And clearly, it helped you get the 101. So... Look, you are in the right direction. Let's just say this. What we can't applaud is you recognize your team was awful. And you said, okay, I'm not going to win. So what do I do now? And we got to applaud that for sure.
Yeah, but I completely agree.
Let's be 100% honest. You can't trade anyone on this team for anything worth anything outside of CJ Stroud. Like, that is the first thing we have to be honest with this. There's not a starting tight end here. In a start 7, there's not a starter outside of Stroud, like we mentioned. The good news is you do have 2 first-round picks in 25 and in 26, both from My Name is Reek. And this is the question we have to ask ourselves. In a start 7, oh no, I'm not sure these are going to be valuable picks. This is the issue here. My Name is Reek, if you look at starters, is 2nd overall. He's got a starting lineup of Allen, Saquon, Jacobs, CD, Tyreek, DJ, and Kincaid. That's only his starting lineup. So this is one of those teams where they're going to be good for the next 2 years. He's got Andrews, by the way, as well at tight end. Is this tight end premium? No. But he's got the best quarterback in fantasy. He's got 2 guys that are going to dominate volume. He's got CeeDee Lamb and Tyreek Hill, the number 1 and number 2 receivers in the league last year for fantasy, and DJ Moore, Kincaid, and Andrews. Here's my concern, again, with the trade that we made, is these are going to be late firsts. You know what I mean, Badaki? Like, I don't know. These feel like guaranteed late firsts to me. Like, he is going to probably be somewhere from the 110 to the 112. And when you take that into context, would you have traded Tyreek and Saquon for 3 firsts that are probably late and seconds?
I mean, look, it's not ideal for sure, but I think that's the risk you take, knowing that like you're gonna, if you were to add Tyreek Hill and and Saquon Barkley to this lineup, you're still struggling.
You are, no doubt,
because he wouldn't have any of this draft capital.
Yeah, no. And by the way, sorry, my intention here isn't to say that it was a bad trade. My intention is to rethink the way that we trade.
Sure.
Just in general, you got to look at the team that you're trading them to. And if I give you this pick, like I've had people in the past approach me for a trade, and they say, look, I'm going to give you all these picks for a CeeDee Lamb, all these picks for a Jamar Chase. And it's like, that's great, dude, but look at your team. If you have Jamar Chase, if you have Tyreek Hill in this example, those picks are going to be worth nothing to me. You know what I mean? Like, that's, I think, the thing we have to think about a little bit as well. Because we look at a first-round pick. Well, great, I got 3 first-round picks. Well, what people think is a weak class, you got a late first and what people think is a weak class.
I get it. And I think, like, if he doesn't trade that, I think he's still in the same spot that he is now.
I agree.
I agree. So, like, and he says, like, I just needed to move on. I had to move on. And I think that was the right move, and that's a chance that you take with the pick, because if you don't move away from Saquon and Tyreek Hill and don't have draft capital for the future and know that you're not going to be able to get any of these pieces in 2025 and 2026, that's okay, because this is a complete rebuild. This is a 2-year type of we're starting from the ground up, and I get what you're saying.
I mean, look,
I get what you're saying.
All I'm going to say is, like, if that was the offer that was sent to us in the fantasy hotline, you and I would have prodded a little bit and just said, what's this guy's team going to look like? What's the format? Is it start 7? We got to be careful here, you know? So that's the only thing I'm saying here. Let's just think about, you know, this league in particular. You got to navigate this league completely different to a SuperFlex start 11, you know? But yes, by the way, 26 class looks fantastic, 100%. And I like the 25 class, by the way. I'm just saying people don't like it. It's like the consensus that it's a bad class. I think it's a good class. Not clearly it's not this class, which is generational, maybe the best class we've seen in the last 10 years. But I still think it's a pretty good class. So anyway, let's go the route of stick and pick, keeping in mind this is a one quarterback league. That 105 looks hot, and then you're like, oh wait, one quarterback.
Yeah, I'm literally thinking about how can I get the 103 here, which I think there's a window. Anyways, we'll talk about that.
Sure. But if you were to stick and pick, who would be your 105? Is it Brian Thomas or Brock Bowers?
It would probably be. Is this a tight end premium? It's not a tight end premium.
But
I think
it is a start 7. So in my opinion, those tight ends actually do carry a lot of weight. They're one of 7 players that are going to start for you. You know, so in a smaller starting lineup, those impact tight ends, even though it's not a premium, I think are worth looking at.
I think even in a small league, yes, I don't mind Brock Bowers, but I think that really all depends on where he lands.
Sure.
If Brian Thomas Jr. goes to the Bills, I'll be really excited, and I would rather have him over Brock Bowers that potentially goes to the Colts. But yes, I'm happy to have Brock Bowers and or Brian Thomas Jr. here at the 105.
I hear you. I think like we talked about some spots that we don't love, but we could see it working out. Like for example,
like if he goes to the Bengals, if he goes to the Saints,
like I know you don't love the Saints.
Well, I like the Saints for a tight end. I don't like the Saints for a wide receiver.
I know that thought process has changed. It's evolved over the last month. But like even if let's say Brian Thomas Jr. is a Jag and Brock is a Saint, I still think in this format I would be very interested in taking a shot on Brock Bowers if he's there, just because again it's a smaller league, so there almost is a premium because of the way your lineup is. Your starting lineup is,
and that's okay.
Is put together.
That's okay. I'm happy with either way. Either way that you want to go there, Andrew. So I'm really down for that. And I think from the rest, it's just best player available, and how that's going to potentially be maneuvering here in a in a 12-man league. The 205 really ranges for running. You know, the Blake Corums, the Jalen Wrights, the Jalen McMillans, Jalen Polks. Like it goes all throughout those names there that it can really be. That can really go. But at the running back position, I think I want to target there at the 205 if it gets to draft capital.
Yeah, I think you're right. It is. When I looked at my rankings right now, 17 is right around Jalen Wright, and actually we have ADP, which is awesome, that one of our followers made. Big shout out to him.
Yep.
So I wonder if we can look at this for one quarterback. These are our drafts. That's SuperFlex. This is one quarterback. So right now ADP. I think I'm doing this right. Yes. Okay, so ADP, what we need to do is get like a ranking here, but I'm trying to look at the 17th player here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So around 17, you're looking at a Keon Coleman, a Wright, a Lloyd. We talked about that. Corley, McMillan, Roman. Corley, McMillan. And keep in mind, this is our community. That won't be consensus across like every league. And the 211, that would be 17, 18, 19. So that would be like still kind of same, like Braylon Allen, Jalen Polk.
Yeah.
It's still very similar. It's kind of like, what are the leftover names there, basically, for both of those. And then at this point, we couldn't really tell you all the way down at 310 who the BPA is going to be. That's, again, you'll have access to our rookie report. Our rankings will come out, and you'll be able to see that. Let's say we were to stick and pick, Badaki, paint us your ideal world here.
Martin Harrison Jr. I'm happy to go. Let's do Brock Bowers in this ideal world. Martin Harrison Jr., Brock Bowers. Let's say we go with Jalen Wright at the 205. At the 211, Maybe you can get a Ricky. I don't think Ricky's full. Let's
He-
say
yeah, Corley maybe.
Burton or Kurt or
Burton. Okay, yeah,
Corley.
Burton.
Either one of those kind of lands there, and then maybe your guy to 301 McMillan there.
Oh yeah. So
and
let's
then
just play that out, and then you don't know what you're doing with those late thirds, but I mean, all of a sudden, you have one wide receiver we love, and by the way, you can only start 3 in this league anyway, so you're getting better very quickly. Marvin Harrison Jr., you got a tight end that you can start. You got 2 starters locked and loaded there. If Jalen Wright is day 2 draft capital, it's a great bet. We've talked about how good day 1 and day 2 running backs are in fantasy. They hit very often. Burton, McMillan are kind of like those wild cards. Let's see what happened. Is this a Jaden Reed of the class? You know, is one of these the Rashee Rice of the class? So yeah, I like that picture you're painting there.
Yeah.
But you had some other ideas, if I remember correctly.
I just had one idea. I doubt it's gonna work, to be completely honest with you. We might have to give up a lot. Okay, so team 6. He has Justin Fields, Sam Darnold, Clayton Tune, so he is probably in a tough spot not to get a quarterback here unless he reaches at the 103 for a quarterback.
Team
which we've seen.
6. Okay.
Yeah. He also has a 203 and a 204. Our expectation, at least I've always said this, if you don't have a quarterback, and this is probably why he feels okay, he's probably going to take a quarterback with that 203, 204. But hypothetically, those quarterbacks are off the board. Is there a way that you can trade a Baker Mayfield and...
Well, we just got info. He says he's going Caleb at the 103. Sorry, Andrew, just to be clear, that's the 103 he's going Caleb?
So that means people are
the
folding
104
here.
Is going to be more enticing then.
Exactly.
Wait a second. No, so you're still stuck with Bowers or Brian, assuming the 104 goes to Dunze. Okay,
Neighbors
so
is 2.
he says Caleb's going 103. That's crazy. Neighbors is going 2. So who has the 104 then?
Yeah, who has the 104 then? I'm trying to find that. 11,
Now, keep in mind
is
that doing a deal like
9.
this, that guy could always change his mind. You know, he could go a Dunze, and then you trade it up for who you were already going to be happy with at the 105, one of those 2 guys. But
the team 9 just doesn't make sense because he has 2 of Deshaun Russ. So, like, the only way I was going to do that is going to be trying to move Baker Mayfield and then send him, like, here's Baker Mayfield in the 105. Give me the 103.
Sure. Well, you know what?
Tearing up.
I would absolutely be willing to send, like, the 211 if I knew it got me a Dunze. And, like, here's the deal. You can only do this trade if you know for sure it's a Dunze. And if you have a slow draft, you can send these offers to him during the slow draft, but I would absolutely be willing to part with that 211 to lock up in the Dunze. So like the 105 and the 211 there. Yeah, that's your starting point. I don't know that it gets the deal done. I would even be willing to add the 205. I know it sounds drastic, but if I know that I can get a Dunze, I'm willing to send the 205 to get this done.
Yeah.
Keeping in mind that it is a start 7. We can only start 3 wide receivers. Do you know what I mean? So I would very happily send the 205.
Getting Marvin Harrison Jr. in this league and then Roma Dunze, I mean, you're one away from having your starting wide receiver, and that could potentially, not saying it's going to, but that could potentially hit with whichever second that you do keep. If you keep the 205, great. It's that, like we said, a Corley, a McMillan, a Corm, you know what I'm talking about. All these type of wide receivers that could potentially go there. But yes, that's kind of what I was hoping for, because I was looking at what the 103 and the 104 and how we could potentially move up there. And seeing how we can potentially pivot and get any sort of capital to get into that top 3 or top 4.
Yeah, I really love one of these deals. I just also put there, how many thirds does it get it done? Like, you know, let's say he's like, I want the 211, but I need your 309, your 310. Honestly, brother, I'd give you all of my 3rd round picks and my 4th and 5th round picks to get it done. You know what I mean? Like, I'll buy you lunch as well.
Yeah.
So that is best case scenario. I don't mind Skylar's idea where he says use like the Tua and the 104 CJ swap. I think you should, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, based off what I've seen, CJ Stroud is like a tier 1 asset. I made a video about that, my most recent video. But I think you might be able to get more than the 104 in Tua, or Maybe not. Maybe not.
I think in this league it's kind of hard because you kind of don't want anyone outside of the top 12 at the wide receiver position. It feels like you can get like
Sorry, go ahead.
like if you look at this guy, if you look at the guy team that has Tua and you trade down and you have the 104, so you get Tua in the 104. That kind of makes it.
Sure.
I don't necessarily think it cancels out. I think you just down tier significantly. But
No,
still
I
get
hear
the
you.
wide
I mean,
receiver.
we will talk about pivot options. Let's save that for when we have figured out these trades. I mean, honestly though, I think that really is the only trade we can talk about. I mean, in this format, what I would say is I'm willing to send all of these thirds for like an early second if that is something that happens. Just a random idea there. Because again, in a start 7, I get it. We want quality, and certainly on your team, you want to hit as many places as possible. But also, it's start 7, so we can kind of bet on those premier players a little bit more. That's why we want a Dunze. But yeah, I mean, if we were to actually end up with a Rome Odunze and Marvin Harrison Jr., that you would have won the draft easily. Not even close. You win the draft if that happens. You've already got 2 of your starters, and you're 1 year into the rebuild. Well, year 2, whatever.
Yeah, year 2, and then you have 25 picks going for you. You have 225 picks, wherever that is going to end up being.
And 26.
You have 226 picks. So that's good. And I see, like you said, veteran deals. Sure. Like, I guess what veteran deals are you looking for? Like, are you trying to send your late seconds or your late thirds maybe for a running back for veteran deals? Is that what you're looking for?
I think he's asking, are any of his veterans worth anything? And we will talk about that. I don't think so, but we'll talk about it. I don't think there's anything else we can do with this draft capital. So we can move on, I guess, to these pivot/trade options. As far as, let's flesh this CJ deal out in a second, but vets,
Well, he's saying like, can he trade for veterans?
Oh, okay.
What can I get for a third and second with vets? So you're wanting to get that?
I'm not sure I would.
Like, in this world, in this context with this team, this format, these veterans are too much. Like, the first person I thought of was Derrick Henry. I was like, okay, let's go get Derrick Henry and see what that looks like. And then you think about it, it's a start 7, 1 quarterback. Derrick Henry, potentially in this format, which may sound crazy, is probably like the 112.
Yeah.
The 111.
And I don't know if you are real. Like, here's the thing. So you trade some of these picks for veteran players, and you're probably still not ready to compete in this league, but you're actively making your 2025 pick worse.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would do it. If you were in a position where it's like, okay, you got a Bijan here already. We're going to add Marvin. We're going to add Rome. You still don't have a tight end, by the way. Like, so let's say you had a Bijan and an Evan Ingram or something, Okay, well, we're about to add these 2 wide receivers. We're putting the pieces together, but you're actively making your next year's pick worse at that point. I think hopefully this time next year, you're in a position to do that, where it's like, we got these foundational pieces. I'm trading for 2 of these vet running backs. I got a tight end here now, I think that is a point where you can kind of make those kind of moves.
Yeah, I agree there.
CJ Stroud for the 104 and 2 tags. In a 1 quarterback league, I really don't think you can get more, but I could be wrong. So let me see.
Well, the reason why I think you should be able to get more is because of the format.
Okay, maybe that's a fair point.
Because it's a start 7, the 104. So then I push you to Rome Odunze. What more can you squeeze out?
Keep trade cut says it's not even close. If your league is keep trade cut heavy, you're probably not going to be able to get more. You might not even be able to get that deal done. And in that sense, I would probably just hold Tua and try and use picks to get that trade done.
Yeah, I think I would rather hold CJ there. I mean, I say this is what I would say. This is absurd, and this is why I don't think I can get it done. Can I get Tua Garrett Wilson in the 104? That's absurd.
Absolutely not. You couldn't even get Garrett Wilson for Stroud in a 1 quarterback league.
Exactly. So like, I'm happy to just hold CJ and see how that kind of pans out.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't accept that trade in a 1 quarterback league.
No, 100%. And I wouldn't do the Tua and the 104.
Yeah, I hear you. Baker and Geno. You know, honestly, he says, what package could I make with those guys? I just from my experience in one quarterback leagues, I don't think anyone's really excited to trade for these guys, especially in a start 7. I think these guys are all thinking, I want a top 12 guy minimum in Dynasty rankings. So I could be wrong. And you can't even get a second for Geno Smith in a SuperFlex league. Could you get a 4th at most? Like, what does Keep Trade Cut say? And by the way, let us know if your league is just different. Maybe they are different. I don't know. I mean,
I would do like Baker for like the 20, like an early second, like the 201 to the 204.
that's SuperFlex prices though. See,
You're right.
that's not even close.
I'm probably thinking.
I don't even
Superflex
think you get a
prices.
late second. Yeah, it's just not even close in one quarterback. Oh, that's Geno,
Yeah.
sorry.
Let me know what it says.
But
for
still,
Baker
it's
as
not
well.
even close. I mean, Baker's prices is like probably early to mid second here, if I had to
Oh,
guess.
right. I
Or,
mean,
sorry,
what
early
if,
to
I'm
mid
happy.
third is what I meant to say.
Well, even if I add like my second though, yeah, exactly. Add Baker to 211 for early second. I'll do that. If I can send my 211 and get within that top 5 pick, I'm happy. I'm happy to in the second round. Excuse me.
So Baker
I'm
Mayfield
happy to
plus the
do that.
211 for 201 to the 203 is what you're saying?
And the only team that makes sense is for that Bears fan team that's going to take Caleb at the 103
So
to
he's
then
not gonna
have
do
a
that.
backup. Well, I'm just saying to then have a backup. But he might be okay with Justin Fields and or Sam Darnold, which makes it difficult. But every other team that I've looked at has a solidified backup, which makes this very difficult to trade unless somebody hates their backup and just doesn't believe in them.
Yeah, and
Um,
you got like even the teams like Let's Ride, who has Tua and Deshaun. There's really no reason for them to be interested in a Baker Mayfield in this format. But
yeah.
you got Joe Burrow, Kirk Cousins, Josh Allen, maybe the Josh Allen owner. Like, could you somehow wiggle your way into that 209? I am only saying my opinion. I would like if I'm in this league and someone offered me that, I would probably not even respond. I would be like, dude, sorry, like why? But if you can get the 209,
Sure.
take it. I just don't think it's gonna happen. And then Geno Smith is even like people. Geno's like quarterback 35 or something in rankings now, 32. It's crazy, but I get it. There's a lot of question marks. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
There's no team that like
Has a backup that
really
needs
needs it.
and you know your league better, right? So like if somebody just doesn't believe in, I don't know, Matthew Stafford or Will Levis or the Derek Carrs or the Daniel Joneses of the world, and you have Baker Mayfield and they love him, swindle them. You know them better than we do. Kind of maybe sort it out. Maybe there's a Bucks fan. You say no Seattle fan. Maybe there's a Bucks fan in there. Maybe there's a Texans fan, and you take advantage of them trying to sell to CJ Stroud. I think that's the only way you can manipulate somebody in this league. Is being a Texans or maybe even a Tampa fan there.
Yeah. I think it's going to be tough to trade one of these guys, but of course, field offers. For Geno, I would take any third. Or any future second, but I just don't think anyone does that. I don't know. But let's look at. I was thinking about CJ Stroud, and y'all know I've been pivoting down from CJ Stroud. The names that I've been pivoting down to is Kyler, A. Rich. I've been pivoting down to Herbert, J. Love. Is there any other names I've been pivoting down to? I don't. Like, obviously, Burrow's in that conversation, but I don't know that you can get much in return for him. I think those are the main names there. So with those names, I would be super happy to pivot down from those guys and what can I get in return? Who has Kyler here? And this,
Kyler Team 4.
by the way, all it takes is one guy who's absolutely in love with CJ Stroud to get a big deal done. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, but like, I don't know. Like, for me, I'd probably do Kyler and the 202. Probably a lot of people won't love that, but I would do Kyler plus a 202, keeping in mind this is a one quarterback format. I wonder what Keep Trade Cut would say about that. I think there's a chance Kyler outscores CJ Stroud this year. So that's kind of right on the range there. Do I want Kyler and Pearsall? Kyler and looking back at my rankings here. Kyler and a Corum. Kyler and a Jalen Wright if he's there. A Worthy if he falls. Do I want Kyler and a Jaden Daniels? You know, who knows what happens with Jaden Daniels there. Andrew says Kyler 102 for Stroud, 205 in the 211. I would do that in a heartbeat. I mean, if that's an offer out there, by the way, then we should take that every day of the week, including Sundays, even though Chick-fil-A is closed. So 211, you're saying this is possible? Kyler plus the 102? I wouldn't even consider this deal myself, but it doesn't mean you don't send it out.
Why don't you just use 105? You're gonna tear up anyway. You're tearing up. You're getting Kyler, and then you get Marvin Harrison Jr. and Malik Neighbors.
So you're saying Stroud plus this for...
Yeah, someone just put in the chat like Kyler in the 102 for Stroud in the 105. That's exactly.
I
what
like that. That's probably more realistic. I mean, you could send this offer out first. I don't think that guy even thinks about this offer, but I could be wrong.
Even if I had to add like my 211 to that 105, I'm happy to do that. I've really in this trade, I really want to keep that 205. By the way, but
I would rather keep my 105 and send those seconds. So I'd rather do that deal. But
100%, 1000%. I guess me being greedy. But like if I can move, yes, I would do those seconds first, and then the 105, and then see if you can. Then you get Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors, and then Kyler Murray, and then you have your two wide receivers, and then you still have the ability to potentially have the 205 if you were to keep your seconds. I actually think I might like the first round pick better, because you still get more depth players. You get your running backs that he needs. So maybe the 105 is ideal, and then getting the Corms. And at the 211, hopefully getting another wide receiver that, look, it may not be a heavy hitter, but maybe it can be a breakout play. Maybe that's a Jaden Reeds or the Puka Nakuas. You know, like that's essentially a third-round pick at the 211 in a one-quarterback league. So I'm happy to look at that.
Yeah, just putting together a couple other ones. So these are all different ideas that you can look at. And, I mean, Stroud, we can talk about A-Rich now. Similar deals, I'd say. Again, we don't know exactly what's possible in your leagues. Every league is going to be a little bit different, but I think the people who
A-Rich is team one.
A-Rich is team one. So
I'm not sure
maybe there is some interest from him. I don't know. I mean, like, personally, I would just take A-Rich in the 110. I know everyone doesn't feel that way. Again, the one quarterback league. We have to stop thinking about quarterbacks with SuperFlex values attached to them, because that's not the reality. But maybe you can even get the 210 there.
I think I would rather hold in that for that team.
Yeah, give me A-Rich in the picks all day, but I get it. Also, if you can get a deal where you somehow wiggle your way into Trey McBride, that's the easiest no-brainer. I'd add a second if I needed to. Let's see here. Jordan Addison's interesting. Nico Collins is super easy. If you're able to get A-Rich and Nico, take that in a heartbeat. Yeah, see, that's what I was going to say. A lot of people in one quarterback want A-Rich anyway over Stroud. But that's the kind of format. We talked about Jordan Love too. Olave Garden has him.
Yeah.
This could be interesting. How about Rashee Rice? Can we get Rashee Rice involved in this deal? Stroud for J Love plus Rice plus future first, for example. I'd do that in a heartbeat. How about Stroud plus J Love, and who else is here? I don't think you could get an AyyyO, but obviously we would do that.
Either. I don't think so either. There.
I think this is unrealistic, but I'll just put it out there. Maybe he sends a counter with something else that you like. We talked about Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert is Team 12.
Team 12. I mean, I'm very interested in their first round picks. I want their 26th first round pick. That's what I want from them. And honestly, it would not surprise me if Herbert and Stroud are similar points per game guys in the next 3 years. I get Jim Harbaugh's there. If I can get their 26th first when those vets die off a little bit more. That's probably the only deal that makes sense there. Was there another name that we missed out on?
No, those are the quarterbacks that you mentioned. Well, you have all those options there, Andrew. Let us know if you have any last minute questions. We kind of squeezed out as much pathways for a very limited pathway here that you have, but these are all the options. I think it's great.
Chubb is the only other guy you could sell. You'd have to wait till in season, get a second.
Yeah,
for
in
him,
season, I would agree for Nick Chubb, but there's no one else maybe in season or anywhere else. Ooh. So I appreciate it, guys. I know there was a lot of limitations. We appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the support. It's been awesome. Keep us in mind. Or keep us in mind. Keep us in the loop.
I just sent the whiteboard over to your fantasy hotline, so you've got that now.
Yeah.
All right. We appreciate you big time, man. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. Do us a favor, guys. If you have yet to do so, hit that like button. We got a super chat from Yeet Your Feet. I hope he is still with us.
Yeet him, feed him.
Yeet those damn feet, brother.
Nope. Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bob.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky. But Yeet Your Feet says, my Dynasty auction is Saturday. Who is a value player? Oh. We don't really specialize in auction, unfortunately. But value players in Dynasty, maybe we can just say in general. I think Rashee Rice stands out to me straight away. I imagine his price in an auction draft is probably very affordable. So instantly, Rashee Rice comes to mind.
I would say Travis Etienne. That's the first one that came to mind.
Yeah, Etienne's a great one too. I definitely agree with that.
Let me just pull up a couple.
I'm pulling up my rankings here.
Maybe Nico.
Tank,
people scared.
Tank comes to mind for sure. Tank Dell.
Tank and Nico because of not Saquon, because of Stephon Diggs.
Deontay Johnson. Jahan Dotson to an extent. Parker Washington is a deep dive that I really like. I mean, if the Jags don't go wide receiver in round 1 or round 2, Parker Washington will be a huge winner, but we expect them to. Michael Mayer at the tight end spot.
Too. Yeah.
At quarterback, always Kyler Murray. He's always undervalued.
Yeah, running back, I would say Monty. I love Monty.
Yeah, those would be the main players, I'd say.
Yeah.
Appreciate the donation, man. We're going to move on to the next team here. If you guys are watching and you want your Dynasty team reviewed, it's very simple. I just put a direct link in the chat for you. All you got to do is become a Motherflocker member with the promo code LAND. When you're signing up, I would suggest that you click the instant access button. That way you don't have to wait for your trial to end for your team to be eligible for a review. But again, Motherflocker member with the promo code LAND. So many things that you get in return. But one of those is the team review. What's up, Andrew? He says, real quick, when do you need that mock? Hey, no pressure, by the way, to do it. But tomorrow we'll be live, and it'll be our last mock draft before the NFL draft. So that's the only time we could use it. So just tomorrow's stream is, but no pressure, because we can find another 7-round mock. There's plenty out as we're getting, it's draft week, so no pressure if you've got no time. All right, next team.
JohnnieNotBravo. About the Johnny Bravo, huh?
Apparently, someone has sacrificed their team review for a league member.
Yeah. So I'll read this context here. So my team is really good in Dynasty League, and I'm not the one to help the comp, but one of my buddies really trashed his team. Can I put his here and have him see what you guys review?
Yes.
Yes, that's awesome, which is great. So it's a 10 team full PPR SuperFlex starter, 10 non-tight end premium. This is one of this is a friend in our league who's really struggled, but he is super active and always seems to make the wrong decisions. If you guys could review his team and give him advice, it would take the steps.
Look, there's always one. You know, for us, when we had a Dynasty League, his name was Tim. And Tim just constantly made the wrong decision. So selling really good players for deals that just didn't make sense. But his heart was in it. But that's okay. Like, if your heart's in it, you can get better, you know? So don't worry about not starting off
Let's look at your team, though. JohnnieNotBravo Team 1. Let's kind of gloat with him, though. Really quick. Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Bijan Robinson, Bryce Hall, excuse me. Amon-Ra, St. Brown, A.J. Brown, Tyreek Hill, Nico Collins, Deontay Johnson with Mark Andrews and Travis Kelce. And you have the 102 and the 106 with a 25 first and a 25 and a 26 first. You're the problem, Johnny. You're swindling people.
See, here's what happened. By the way, terrible team. You got to trade all these players and restart.
Did you take advantage of your own friend, and now you feel bad
exactly
that you're saying, hey, let me help you out here.
So this is clearly a league where it's a home league, bunch of friends, and Johnny knew what he was doing when the league started. Okay?
Collusion.
All right,
that's what it is.
Johnny knew what he was doing, and what happened was Johnny felt so bad. He's like, oh, I feel bad. Like, I want my friend to still love it. You know, we all love it. We're having fun, but his team is so bad now. God, he's so dumb. Let me help him, okay? I'm joking. Jokes aside. Okay, so I see is there 3 league members in the chat right now?
So I'm assuming Caesar is saying, he said my bum ass team, which is, I'm assuming this is the guys that we're reviewing. I said it on my chest.
Is Jonathan, Caesar, and JohnnieNotBravo all in the same league? That's hilarious. There's 5 league members in the chat. Oh my God.
I'm here too.
We're not even. Okay, this is gonna be tough. Let's just be honest, okay?
Everyone's gonna be listening, and you just gotta. Yeah, I don't.
Here's what I'll say. Okay. Typically, these these reviews are helpful because we try and give you some wiggle room into deals that we think are advantageous based off of your format, your starting lineup, how many teams are in your league, any special premiums or something. And we try and find the value where maybe your other league members don't see it. Here's the issue, though. Your league is here. So I'm not even sure we're going to be able to get any of these deals done. But
we could talk about it. Because let us know what your team name is, and we'll talk about it here. Because we're going to get some trades done. I want some live trades, and I want to refresh it. And if you guys say you like that deal, we're going to put it through, and we're going to refresh it. We're going to see the new team.
What's his team name?
Team name, I'm assuming it's Team 10.
He's got Gardner Minshew and Will Levis.
Yeah, it's Team 10.
He's Team 10. And what's the starters here?
I mean, Will Levis, Gardner.
No, sorry. I mean,
Start 10.
Format.
Start 10.
2 quarterback is what it looks like. 2 running back. You've got 2 wide receivers. You got 1 tight end. Flex. And you've got 2 flex spots. And you guys have kickers because you just want to watch the world burn. Okay.
I like kickers.
So 2, 4, 6, 8. It's a start 8. 2, 4, 6. It's a start 9. My bad. Start 9. He says we just added SuperFlex and extra flex, so it was a start 7.
Oh, you just added that, or are you adding another one?
No. They just added it, so this is what it looks like now.
Okay.
So, damn, y'all took his draft picks too? Y'all took my man's draft picks too? Oh my goodness.
I really.
He has wait, he doesn't have his 25 first.
Who has it? If JohnnieNotBravo has his first.
What did you do to my man? He doesn't have any of his first round picks, and none of you guys are going to give him back to him. Y'all buried this man.
You know what you should do? You should just leave. You should leave the league. Say, you know what? Find somebody new, and then they're going to struggle. And then they're going to say, no, man.
Don't do that.
I literally tweeted out about that yesterday, saying how much I hate it when people leave Dynasty leagues.
No, man, no. It's no. Come back. Come on. We could help you out.
Don't do that. Yeah, you're not that guy. You're not that guy, pal. But here's what I'm just gonna say from the very beginning. Everyone in your league knows you're bad. You don't have any of your future first-round picks. No one who has your future first-round picks are going to want to move those picks.
Yeah.
You're going to be bad for a long time, okay? But hopefully we can talk about some moves that you can potentially make. I mean, y'all didn't even give this guy a top 15 pick in the draft. Who has his future picks?
Team 9 has a
Team
26
9 has
first.
one. Shame on you. Who has his 25 first?
I mean, and 25 first. 25 first is Team 5.
Shame on you, Mills. Shame on you. Shame. Shame. I mean, and it's funny because this guy's draft capital looks way better than yours, and he has like, what, a fourth of the picks? I wonder if any of these deals that went down were deals where people are giving you like a ton of seconds, a ton of thirds, and they were like, bro, look, your team's bad. Look at how many picks you're getting. I'll take your first, but I'm helping you out here, actually, dude. Actually, I don't even know if I should do this. Actually, let me counter. I think I might need a little bit more. Y'all are crazy. Y'all hurt my man.
All right. Looking at this team here at the quarterback position, Will Levis, Gardner Minshew. Hey, at least you have a starter at the quarterback position in Will Levis. You hope that the Las Vegas Raiders do not draft a quarterback, and then you have 2 quarterbacks to start.
Well, look,
that's not even guaranteed.
Before we even start, I just want to look at
okay.
Rabbit has the gun, and I just want to look you in the eyes. It's not your fault. You didn't know. You didn't know. Okay? It's not your fault. And you need to know that. Right now, just take a deep breath in. Let it out. You know whose fault it is? It's your friend's fault. It's all of your friends' fault. They took advantage of you. They took advantage of you. And you know what? I would have done the exact same. Remember how I talked about Tim in our league, in our home Dynasty league? Oh, yeah, I took Tim for a ride in plenty of trades. Absolutely. And I took other people for a ride. Breece Hall for Jerome Ford in a second. You know, I've been there.
You know what happened to that league? It
gone.
No longer exists.
And well, the reason it's gone is not because of me. It's because of our actual good friends who draft the redraft teams, and now their teams are terrible and they quit. But anyway, so I want you to know first off, it's not your fault. And
they all live together. They actually all live together. This is us. These boys are us. Like literally 6 years ago.
They could be actually. So Caesar, this is your team. Correct me if I'm wrong. So anyway, first off, it's not your fault. Maybe you could have done a little bit more research before you traded. Maybe you trusted these people a little bit too much. So it kind of is your fault in a way. But we can't go back now. So
yeah,
you mentioned his quarterback room is terrible.
Quarterback room's terrible. Just talking it up, bringing some light at the end of the tunnel. The Las Vegas Raiders are not drafting a quarterback, and Gardner Minshew is going to be the starter. You have 2 starting quarterbacks. At the running back position, David Montgomery, Najee Harris, Brian Robinson. There could be some capital there, potentially, if you get in the package. Maybe one of these guys that are probably sitting next to each other. Need a running back here, but it's not the best room. I love Monty, but I mean, in a future build, you have no picks. We'll see. Anyway, at the wide receiver position, Devonta Smith, Quentin Johnston, and no one else.
This is bad. Well, no
Pat,
one now
Pat
after
the Dragon.
Devonta anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And then Pat the Dragon here, and you don't have a 25 first for the next
or a 26
2
first.
years. Yeah, or a 26
and
first for the
you
next.
You have one player who could net you a first in a trade, and that's Devonta Smith. Maybe Will Levis if he has a great year. So I don't want to be rude, but really the only way you get competitive is, I'm trying to paint a picture in my head right now. I'm trying to be positive. Do you wait until 2028? I mean,
Your league is smart, clearly, because they've ravaged you of any assets. So, damn. Well, all right.
Yeah, let me ask you this:
No more negativity then.
Who has this 26 first? Is Gold Rush in the chat? Gold Rusher. You like Devonta Smith?
Yeah, that's a good place to start. How about we start there? Who has his 26 first?
Who has his 26 first is Gold Rusher.
Is Gold Rusher in the chat?
Is your boy? Is that he got Devonta? He just traded for Devonta.
What was the trade he got Devonta for? By the way, this team is in no position to be trading for a Devonta Smith.
He traded him Smith, so he's not. And I'm assuming he gave him a first.
What was the trade for Devonta Smith? I need to know the trade for Devonta Smith. Someone tell me. Y'all got your league chat. You know, what you can even just click on Smith and look at history. I want to know what the trade was, but this team is not in a position to trade for a Devonta Smith. But if that guy's in the chat, does he have any interest in giving your 26 first back for Devonta Smith? I think that is... I mean, what do we even label this? Someone please help. All right, 2026 first. Your
Smith, Robinson. So you gave him your 24 first. So you traded for Devonta Smith, Brian Robinson, Shaheed a 25 second for Terry. You traded away Terry, a 24 first and a 24 second.
The 105? Guys.
You know that was messed up. That was
Y'all are
you know what we need to do?
Sneaky, man. I mean, look. The one respectfully,
that's
Devonta Smith isn't even worth the 105. He's not.
The 105 could have you could have moved that. We could have done something there. I'm trying to find something.
Joshua, just trying to be honest. Okay, are we being too harsh, Caesar? I'm sorry. But look, just being honest, yeah, Smith isn't. So if I'm reading this correctly, you got Devonta Smith, you got Brian Robinson, I guess.
It was Devonta Smith, Brian Robinson.
Second, and you sent away the 105, Terry McLaurin, and a 2024 second. Where was that second? Don't tell me that was an early second.
202.
You're joking me. Guys, what is this man supposed to do? Can I be honest with you? I'm not sending the 105 away for this entire package. Okay, well. All right. Let's. Okay, if you can get your 26 first back for Devonta Smith, at least we're going somewhere. I know you just traded for Devonta Smith. I wish we were able to help before that trade went down, but the damage is done. I'll just say this. If your league really cares about the longevity, I don't know how close you guys are. Maybe Caesar's just all in. He's like, I don't care, bro. I'm excited. I'm hyped. You know, I want to get better, you know. Caesar does not seem very happy in the chat, but I would be interested in potentially reversing that trade for the health of this league. Just saying. The guy who got the deal is going to be pissed off about it.
Well, the thing
There's
is,
very few scenarios, Blackie, where we veto anything.
The thing is that 105 was already moved.
Oh, okay.
That 105 has been moved already to another team because that guy that has the guy that he traded with to go rush doesn't have that 25 anymore. That 105.
Okay, so Caesar, and let me just clarify. The reason we have very little hope right now. So here's the thing. If you brought us this team and you made some bad moves along the way, it's okay. Like, we get it. You know, we all are figuring out along the way. I've probably made some bad moves already this offseason, right?
But normally we can paint a picture of hope. That picture that we paint of hope
Love that.
Is one that includes your draft capital. So your team is going to be really bad this year. And you're not going to benefit from it one bit. You don't have your picks. Someone else is going to benefit from it. If I can be 100% honest, I don't know a pathway in which this team is competing in the next 4 years. Paint the picture I don't see, Badaki.
I mean, we don't even have a canvas, my guy. We don't got paint. We don't got paint brushes. We don't even have an idea. We have nothing.
He says, I'm going to give Cheese first the next 3 years. Okay. All right. So let's stop bitching and let's stop being rude and let's just try and help. Okay? Let's try and help. Your first pick is at the 207. Good Lord. Your first pick is at the 207. This team definitely needs wide receiver help. So, honestly, it's BPA wide receiver. So, I guess that's BPWR. Best. That's BWR. Best wide receiver. BWRA. There you go. BWRA. Best wide receiver available. All 3 picks, I'd say. You could also consider like a Corum. You could consider a Wright here. A Lloyd if they're available. Those are all also in the same range. And our next pick is a 307. Caesar says, this is funny. That's why he sent it to blast me. Caesar says, but I like my team. Caesar, why? Why do you like your team? I'm being so rude right now. But why? What do you like about your team?
I don't know. It's people. I mean, maybe he's a optimist and he talks people up. You know, Will Levis. So what he did last year, great season. Gardner Minshew. So what he did last year when Anthony Richardson went down. Now he's with Devontae Adams. Dave Montgomery, he was balling out. Najee Harris has a new offensive coordinator. Brian Robinson's getting a quarterback and Jane Daniels. Devonta Smith has Saquon Barkley. Quentin Johnston. You know, like, I mean.
All right, well.
They come back.
Okay, so, yeah. Even if we hit on these 3 picks, our team is still very bad. But it's just a true BPA. And BPA, best player available. That will be based, like, our opinion on that will be based off of our rookie report. How did you guys give my man 5 4th-round picks? What deals ended up where he gets 5 4th-round picks? BPA is going to be determined by our rankings, which will be in our rookie report, which will come out after the NFL draft.
That's genuinely the only person that can bet you a first.
Smith?
Yeah, that will. And look, I guess as being on the brighter side, Will Levis can if he plays well in this season. David Montgomery, to an extent, if I doubt he will, but maybe an early second in season. But that then turns into a random 25-second that you have already. Those are the only people that I do believe that there is a pathway to potential success to be in the first round in next 2025 or 2026 if that's random. Look, the same thing can be said with
a couple people. Sorry, just asking how they can get their team reviewed. I put a direct link in the chat for you guys. Very simple. Got to be a Mother Flocker member on the Flock Fantasy website and have to have used our code. I put a direct link there. Let me know if you have any questions. But okay. So Devonta Smith, if you can get your 26 first back, that is the best case scenario because your 26 first is, I'll be honest with you, man, it's going to be top 3 locked and loaded. There's no way it's not a top 3 pick. And that's going to be more valuable than Devonta Smith. It just is. Now, I want to find a way to get your 25 first back. Who has his 25 first, and is that person in the chat with us? And is there a package out there in which you would be happy to give him his 25 first back? The Rabbit has the gun.
who is it? The Rabbit has a gun. Is it Team 5, right? Rabbit has the gun now in 2025. So Jonathan, what is a package you'd be happy with for his 25 first? What from his team would you want in return? Have to be better than Luther Burden. Let's see your quarterbacks. You've got Stroud, Herbert, and Stafford, so you're fine there. I guess you could use some help at wide receiver as well. You have the 104. Maybe Neighbors is there. Maybe he's not. Maybe you spend the 109 on that. You could also go Brock Bowers with one of those picks potentially. I don't know what your plan is. I traded away Etienne and T. Higgins. So, Jonathan, is there a package out there? Tell us the package you would send that 25 first for, or is it just not happening? Just let us know either way. Let's see if there's any wiggle room there. Jonathan, how can we get our 25 first back? So, your ideal goal is to get your future first-round picks back, both in 25 and 26, and to not move those for anything after you get them back. That is your best case scenario, because at least your team is bad, but you are your picks, you're benefiting from your team being bad because you're going to have those first round picks improve your team. Jonathan says, sorry, I can't trade your 25 first, so that's probably not going to happen. Well, maybe you can get your 26 first. But do you see where we're coming from here, Caesar? Because look, we're already kicking this team to 2026, my guy. And your team's probably not going to be in a great spot even in 2026. So we're already pushing it there if you can get your 2026. What if that guy doesn't want to give you your 26 first? So when your 27 picks come in, you're going to wait 3 years to even potentially start a rebuild. Yeah, this is rough.
It's a rough one.
Right now, Will Levis is a better hold than he is a sell, because your team is terrible. You might as well hold that lottery ticket.
You know what we need to do, Caesar? You need to get, and this is not even like an ad. This is like a genuine. They're in your head right now, and we can't even give you proper advice because they know how they're going to take advantage of you. You need to get your own subscription with a fancy hotline, and we'll hook you up. We're going to swindle your own boys. That's what we're going to be doing. Because right now they're in the chat. They're saying, look, brother, you ain't getting first for Devonta Smith. Will Levis, even if he does go off in season, you're not getting a first for him. We got you. But no pressure, though. That's just that's how I'm feeling right now.
Yeah. All right, so ideal moves that you can make. Clearly, your team is not going to compete. But if you can get an early second for David Montgomery, I'm thinking the 201 to the 204 range. I think that would benefit your team. And I think he's worth that. I think any competing team could see that value. Najee Harris, probably not going to get you as big of a return. But, a mid-second, I'd say. What's his range right now on keep trade cut? I guarantee you this league sounds like one of those leagues that's used keep trade cut to take advantage of people. Maybe they've used keep trade cut to take advantage of you. Maybe you're that guy they took advantage of. But mid-second, somewhere around the 205 to the 207. Let's see who else you have on your team. You got Brian Robinson. Probably that same range as Montgomery.
Yeah.
But again, guys, here's the problem. So, Caesar, you start to sell off these players. Let's say you sell Monty, you sell Najee, you sell Devonta Smith. You're still not benefiting. You don't have your first round pick. You're not benefiting from it.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. That's the league I'm dipping on. Oh, God.
Who said that? Joshua. Okay, this might have been the worst team review we've ever offered. I'm so sorry. But I think we just need to give the floor to Caesar for a second. Caesar, what questions do you have? What questions do you have for us? How can we help in a way that we haven't helped? Maybe we've been really rude. I'm sorry.
But quite frankly, I don't think you're ever going to win in this league, and that is pretty harsh. Hey, maybe the league lasts 10 years, and maybe 2027 is your year. But you're just burning buy-ins for 3 years. But honesty is what you came for, and you got it. But look, I bet you this is a really good group of people, a good group of friends. I'm not going to sit here and say I'd be above taking a new Dynasty League member to, to the backyard and give him a nice little spanking and a couple deals. I've done it before. I'm not going to sit here and say I haven't. I'm trying to improve my team. And if I can do that through you, I'm doing it. I'm finding the weakness in the league. But quite frankly, I don't see you competing. He says I might need to retire.
I mean,
see, that would be a damn shame if this league stopped. It seems like really good people.
The league is
and
fun.
I hate that we are potentially contributing to this league not continuing with this player.
The league is fun. It just gets skewed. I think that's the biggest thing here. And the league is not necessarily crazy skewed, but like because everyone else looks like they know what they're doing. Everyone has a 25 first and 25 second. It feels like outside of maybe a couple teams here, but everyone else feels pretty well balanced. If you do look at the rankings.
Jonathan said we had 100 trades in 1 month. He made terrible
honestly
decisions with one guy. Tigray says, this is why I never get deals done with Zach. Hey, Tigray, I sent away the 101. Come on. I'm getting deals done, brother. You're just not in on the deals. Hit me up.
Oh, Tigray, I still got Drake London for you, brother.
A Brave doesn't actually play. Look, I don't know if JohnnieNotBravo is in the chat. I'm sorry, this is not the direction you wanted this to go. I wonder if Johnny wanted us to like really give him some hope. I'm really sorry if this didn't go the way you wanted it to go. I'm sorry. I just think honesty is what we had to offer here. So I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, look, it's a tough one. Yeah, I really want feedback for him. He's honestly a good dude.
No, I hear you. I bet you he is. I bet you're all really good dudes. Look, so many good dudes. It's just like sometimes in leagues, there's one person that gets taken advantage of, and it happens. Okay, so, yeah. I mean, I don't know exactly what to say. The feedback that we can give you, I'll paint you the picture, is this league lasts 10 years, and you have everyone's name written on a wall, and they're your hit list. And in 2027, you decide, all right, I'm going to screw all these guys over. Maybe Will Levis turns out to be a good player. Maybe you can sell him for a couple first. Devonta Smith you can sell at some point for your first-round picks back. And then in 2027, you start to build from the ground up. But unfortunately, my best case scenario I just painted you involves you waiting 3 years to even start rebuilding. Because you can't even rebuild right now. You don't have your own first round picks. And you have one player that people want.
Yeah, I agree. It's tough. But we appreciate you. And I hope I honestly don't know what to say. Like, I'm baffled. I'm trying to figure out like how I can talk it up. But and give you light at the end of the tunnel.
I really don't want to upset anyone. I'm sorry.
Because I'm the optimist in the out of this group, out of us. I'm really like, anything can happen.
You are glass half full.
Anything can happen. Some things can change. Ain't nothing changing here, brother. Ain't nothing absolutely changing here.
Caesar, ask us any question you want. I want you to get some value from this. I don't want you to be like, damn, those guys actually suck. Yeah, these guys actually suck. Caesar says Johnny knew what he was doing. I got Dixon. Johnny says no one's upset. We're all grown adults. Y'all are giving true feedback. No, I appreciate you. The 108 for Devonta. Devonta's worth more than the 108 though, especially after that contract. At minimum, you got to get 107 at minimum, if not more.
Yeah, I agree.
Update in December, Caesar says. He's been giving a free first 3 years starting in 2025 draft. So you guys are saying he's being given a free first. Wait.
Yeah, but like, how is that?
So
how
you're giving
that?
him what? Are you just doing like an additional pick, like the 113 or something? That will help. That will help. But to be honest, guys, I know your whole league is here.
Does it really help?
That needs to start this year.
Is it really going to help if that's in 2 years or if that's just a 201?
It's essentially the 201. Yeah.
Like,
so it's helpful, but you're getting a shot at the 13th best player every year. It is helpful. That's good that you guys are doing that. Shout out to you. But I'd encourage you, start it this year. Give this guy a reason to live. I mean in the league, not in general. I'm sure there's great things in his life. I'm just saying in general, in this league, give this guy a reason to live. So it's the 111, my bad. It's the 111 every year. Okay, that could hit.
Sure.
It could be Kincaid last year, Achane last year. Could also be Kenny Pickett some years. Jahan Dotson, right? You got to make it this year. Give this man a reason to want to be there, okay? And Caesar, like Badaki said, if you want your own membership and you want to run some trades through us, even honestly, dude, maybe no one has told you this yet. Maybe this is the best bit of feedback I can really give Caesar. Maybe no one has told you this yet. But this little page we're looking at right here, Caesar, Keep Trade Cuts, Dynasty Trade Calculator. Potentially the most harmful thing a Dynasty owner can use. Genuinely, okay? Now, you can use this to your advantage and build an absolute superstar team if you know how to. But if you're getting trades and people are sending them to you, look, you're winning on Keep Trade Cut. Yeah, because Keep Trade Cut sucks. I mean, it's a great resource. They take 14,000, points from different people to create data. It's a great resource. But their trade calculator is notoriously awful. So our trade calculator is certainly better. You can add your specific Dynasty league settings. You're in a SuperFlex league. You've got 10-man. I think it's these exact settings here. At least it's better. You can use my rankings, community rankings, expert consensus rankings, Badaki's rankings in these trades. But the one bit of advice I think I might be able to help you with is if anyone's sending you a trade, my man, and they're saying, look, Keep Trade Cut saying you're winning. Doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Keep Trade Cut sucks.
Caesar, how many times you got a trade and they send you a screenshot with that saying you're winning? Was it with every trade? That stops today.
That's probably the best bit of advice we can give you. Keep Trade Cut sucks. And no disrespect to the people who make Keep Trade Cuts because they build an incredible website. But in terms of actually helping people improve their Dynasty rosters, it sucks.
That's literally what you're saying. Look, you're winning, bro.
Zach says you're winning, bro.
This is exactly what you guys said to him. You guys fucked him over. All the time. Look. They did you dirty. They're looking at you and they're stomping you while you're down. That's what they're doing currently.
Justin just sent you this trade, and you know what I want you to do, Caesar? I want you to counter. You need more. Don't let him screw you over no more.
That's why you need your own fancy hotline, Caesar. You know what everyone should do?
Yeah.
You know what everyone should do? Everyone should pull in your money and give Caesar his own account for us, so he can have his own conversation. There's so many people in his ear.
So many people in his ear.
That's too much.
So you and I guarantee you went to one of the members in your league for advice. Worst thing you can do.
What do you think about this trade?
Yeah, so let's say a taco in a league comes to me, no disrespect, and they're like, what do you think about this? Like, if it's our follower leagues, I got to be straight up with them and say, honestly, dude, I don't have your best intentions. I want to win this league. If it's a league where no one knows me, or if it's a league where it's friends, I'm thinking, how do I win? This guy says, someone just sent me an offer for Justin Herbert. What do you think about this? They're asking me, what do I think about it? And I'm looking at it thinking, Justin Herbert, you're getting a steal for him. I'm sending you an offer now saying, actually, why don't I get Justin Herbert from you? What do you think about this instead? So you need an unbiased opinion. We can be that, but no pressure. We see a lot of questions in the chat. I see, and we will catch up. I see Rogue's question. I see you, man. I see Christopher. I see both of y'all. Okay. We're gonna get to your questions here. As we answer their questions, Caesar, please let us know if there's any questions that we didn't answer. If anyone in the league wants to shoot us down, let us know. But shout out to the super chat from Rogue Production here. He says, in a SuperFlex 12 team, tight end 2 points per reception. I have Love, Achane, ET, and DJ Moore, Pickens, Reed, Kittle. What is the question here? He says, traded away CMC and Jalen Hurts to get up to the 103. Sorry, traded away CMC and Jalen Hurts to get up to the 103, get Achane and Fields. So if I'm understanding this correctly, you traded away Christian McCaffrey and Jalen Hurts. You got the 103, Achane, and Justin Fields.
And this is a SuperFlex league, and you only have Jordan Love?
I think clearly you lost that trade. I know it's hindsight. You mentioned this was before he
got traded. Justin Fields got traded to
before he got traded,
or to the Steelers. Were you hoping Justin Fields would get traded to another team?
Maybe Atlanta. You were hoping for. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, yeah. You definitely lost the trade. You can't go back and redo it, but you definitely lost it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Let us know if we didn't answer that well. If there was a question we didn't really understand. Appreciate you for the super chat.
He said he just won the chip last year as well. A little bit.
Yeah, I won a lot of leagues with Justin Fields too. Some of them I was able to sell him off before the trade. Some of them I wasn't. Oh wait, but you didn't have Fields. My bad. Okay, yeah. We had another question here from Christopher. He says, "How do I send my team? I had the Mother Flocker tier, and we'll let you know just quickly." When you sign up. Again, guys, if anyone's watching and they want their team reviewed, we'll go through this process right now. So when you sign up, first things first, got to be a Mother Flocker member with the promo code LAND. I just put a direct link in the chat. Got to be a Mother Flocker member, have to use the code LAND. We would suggest when you sign up to click instant access. Otherwise, there's a 7-day free trial, and you got to wait for that trial to end for your team to be eligible for review. But when you sign up, make sure that you go up here in the top right, click account, and link your Discord. Once you've linked your Discord, join the Discord that's in the description of our video, or it's right here, that little Discord notification icon. And once you've linked your Discord, you'll automatically be able to see all of our premium Discord channels, including the roster submissions tab. You can see this is here where Johnny submitted his friend's team for him. And that is how you submit it, just here in this roster submissions tab. That's how you submit it for review. Obviously, keep in mind, we might not be able to review your team today because we got other people who are ahead of you. But that is how you get it reviewed. Let us know if we didn't answer any of those questions good enough. Justin says, give him a counter. Well, to be honest with you, Justin, I'm still holding off because I want my 25 first. If I'm Caesar, I'm still trying to get my 25 first. I would take my 25 first over your offer of the 108 in 2 seconds because at least I'm controlling my team that year. So just being honest with you, that is what I would suggest to Caesar. Give to Caesar what is Caesar's.
Give to Caesar's what is Caesar's. Yeah, I'm just looking at his. Yeah, it's kind of hard to counter.
What team does he have? The guy with the 108.
Team 6.
Team 6 has the 108. It says F Joe Biden. Let's see. All right, so here's my counter then. Okay, so at the 108 though, we're hoping we get a player as good as Devonta Smith. That's the problem here with this team. But again, like I said, I would prefer to get my 25 first. That would be my goal over this deal that Justin is offering you. If you can't get that done, our counter would be the 108. I want your 202 as well. And I want your 26 second. And why am I being so aggressive there? I might not be as aggressive in a different league. But this is a 10-man. Stars are more important in a 10-man than draft picks. Start 9. And also, you guys have screwed him over. So we're going to be... if I'm Caesar, it's harder to trade with me from now on. Your free ride's ended. That's my counter.
Your
The
free
108,
ride
the 202, in a future second. I'll throw in a third there. That's my official counter for him. Otherwise, best case scenario, you get your 25 first back. Smith plus a future, plus a third. He has some thirds, doesn't he? So let's say the 307 is the starting point. You guys can decide from there. I want your 108. I want your 202 and a future second. Because y'all are screwing my man over. We're trying to be a little stickler here. It might not cost that much in a different league. Times have changed. Times have changed. It just got biblical in here, Timothy says. Okay, anyway, let's move on to the next team. I am going to send this. I'm going to send this whiteboard to Johnny Bravo. I don't think it's going to be all that helpful, but Johnny, if you want to send this to him, I appreciate you, man. Johnny, thank you for the support. That is actually very kind of you to donate your submission to him. Rogue says, yeah, I was just wondering your rankings going into next year with this team. Traded CMC because of fear of injury, longevity, and was thinking Tush Push would be banned, was trying to sell high. Overall, I think if you just won the league, I would have probably thought to myself, let me keep, two guys that are going to be top 3 at their position in fantasy points per game this year. So overall, I probably would have wanted a little bit more in return. Hindsight's everything. Justin Fields wouldn't have been a piece there. Yeah. But I think you're going to find it really tough to replace the value that you let off your team. All right.
I agree.
We're going on to the next team. If you guys want to sign up,
brother.
Become a Mother Flocker member with the promo code LAND. I just put a direct link in the chat there. And you can see everything that you get when you become a member here on your screen. That's awesome.
We appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Christopher.
Yeah.
We'll have a look at your team when it's time. Probably not on today's stream, but as long as you've submitted your team, which there you are. I'm assuming you're Wody. I'll add you as a friend now. We'll set up your fantasy hotline. And by the way, if you want to add any more context there, feel free to. Just like these guys. You don't have to add context if you don't want to, though. But go ahead, Badaki. Next team.
Yeah. JStump, man, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for this. 12-team PPR SuperFlex, 1.5 tight end premium, start 10. He says, 1 year after this team got reviewed, almost on the day of our league rookie draft, we are running it back for the 2024, where our rookie draft is an hour after the real NFL draft ends Saturday night. Oh, boy.
Love it.
Good luck. Anyways, finished 4th last year, which was very disappointing, but will be back as one of the top 2-3 teams on paper for the 2024 and beyond, hopefully. Ended up getting Stroud back months after trading him away during the rookie draft in a deal where I got Stroud, Flowers, 4, Love, Judy, and 2 future firsts.
I like that.
I ended up getting both first back mid-season when I traded Tua for Geno and the 2 seconds, and also flipped Flowers and Pitts for Andrews and Deontay before starting off the season as well. Okay. I currently have Stroud, Etienne, really the 109, and Charbonnet. Just wanted to see what can come my way, but nothing's really been even decent, entertaining. Okay. Most likely due to the teams with a lot of picks weighing into the rookie drafts making the move. I did send out an Etienne for the 107 offer, but the owner hasn't made a decision on what to do yet. What I do with the 109 will depend on who's there. If McCarthy, I would 100% trade away the pick to a quarterback-needy team, which there's a handful of those. If the best skill guys available, I'll make the pick or maybe trade back a spot if other players get good DCs or other landing spots. Don't think I'll be able to trade up to the draft since 6 of the first 7 picks are owned by 2 teams and aren't even entertaining trades out at the moment. That's annoying, but at the same time, I get it. Any moves I would make, however, how my team is currently or just stay put. Appreciate the review, fellas. Happy draft season. We'll be actually draft Thursday, Friday. Okay, we appreciate you. Oh, you'll be at the draft. That's awesome.
That's big. Congrats, man.
I mean, I want to do that. I think about the draft and I was like, man, I would love to do that, but at the same time, it's like,
I think it might actually suck being there.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to see the players.
Yeah.
Like, I know there's all other like draft experiences which are awesome around the facilities, which is
it's almost like how cool. I feel about going to a Formula One race. Like it sounds cool, and then you're there and you're like, damn, this might be better at home. You know?
Yeah.
But
that's awesome.
The draft was in Kansas City last year. I was super upset I didn't go because that's where I'm from. So I would definitely go if you're living in Detroit. Christopher, we tag people before we go live. We'll tag you on Discord so you'll know to be on the stream. JStump says, yeah, I live 10 minutes outside Detroit. It's a no-brainer to hang out downtown. That makes a ton of sense.
That's awesome. Yeah, 100%. We appreciate you again, JStump. He says, ask Etienne season.
Well, he also says, Rocky Dino is an old Echo League legend and JSN hater. LL Mustang. You remember LL Stang?
Oh, yeah.
LL Stang was all in, and then he just ghosted us.
He just left.
Come on, man. Come on, Stang. Be better. No, I'm just kidding.
Tell him that, JStump. Like, why'd you leave? No words. He just left, brother. If I think it was LL.
I actually don't remember if he told us.
I don't remember.
I don't remember if he messaged us or not. But
some people just leave.
Yeah, it's true. Ask Etienne season. So you are ranked number 1, 99 out of 100. Full fade LL Stang. Oh my God, some of the team names in here are crazy. Yeah. So, ask Etienne season. You are number 1, and keeping in mind it's a start 10 tight end premium. So start 10. The way I'm thinking this is 2 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end. Is that 3 flex? 2, 4, 6, 7, 10. That's the way I'm picturing it. Let me know if that's right or wrong.
Yeah, I agree. Let us know.
Yeah, no hard feelings. But yeah, I think that is your start 10. Let me know if that's right or wrong.
Okay, awesome. All right, let's break it down here. At the quarterback position, Patrick Mahomes, CJ Stroud, Geno Smith is a perfect lineup here. A perfect quarterback room, especially having that QB3 in Geno if one of the boys goes down. At the running back position, Bijan Robinson, Travis Etienne, Tajay Spears, Zach Charbonnet, and the list kind of goes on there. I think you have your heavy hitters in Bijan and Travis. You don't have to worry about that with Spears and Charbonnet potentially gaining some more opportunities going into the 2024 season. So you are set at the running back position. You can start up to 5 wide receivers: Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Calvin Ridley, and Deontay Johnson are technically your top 5 wide receivers that you can start in this lineup, with Trey McBride and Mark Andrews. By the way, this is a tight end premium, which you have Trey McBride and Mark Andrews, where potentially you're going to be starting over some of these guys with that 0.5 premium going over, maybe over Deontay Johnson, maybe over Calvin Ridley, maybe over a Jackson Smith and Jigba. And you have the 109 and the 309 in this league or in this year's draft, which is not too crazy.
Yeah. So start 9, I imagine your lineup will look like this to start the year. Start 10, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So maybe we add Calvin in that. So I imagine your starting lineup looks something like Mahomes, Stroud, Bijan, Etienne, Garrett, Olave, Deontay, Calvin. Maybe JSN becomes that guy. Trey McBride and Mark Andrews. I imagine that's your starting lineup. So we look at this team. Clearly, we would like to improve at wide receiver. Not that you don't have good wide receivers. It's a little top heavy. We want some more quality starters, like a DJ Moore would be great for this team. Names like that. And the first thing I instantly look at is CJ Stroud. I've been doing this consistently in my leagues. Some people love it, some people hate it, but I've been trading away CJ Stroud, and I've really enjoyed the returns that I'm getting. For example, trade away CJ Stroud and Zay Flowers. I got Kyler, the 101, and a future first. Another deal, I trade away Stroud, got Kyler and Drake London. I think a deal like this would be really beneficial for this team. So that would be my first suggestion. Now, I think there is a scenario where Deontay Johnson's really good. Calvin could surprise us in Tennessee, and I think JSN could still be a Pro Bowl wide receiver in the NFL. I still think he has that talent, and I'm really excited about seeing that Washington offensive coordinator there. So that could be really exciting. But I do think this team is a prime team that could potentially trade away from a CJ Stroud. Not that we don't love CJ Stroud, not that we don't think he's going to be fantastic, but just because the value is so good right now. This was literally the last video that we released on our channel. you probably watched that JStump. It's the last video I released where I talk about selling CJ Stroud. We talk about, historically, guys who were similar skill sets, what it looks like with him. And if anyone has CJ Stroud, you should watch that video. But JStump says Kyler owner does have the 101 as well, but did hit him up a while ago and needs an insane overpay to do it. So
maybe if it's not even though, like, I would just do Kyler in like a top 5 pick.
Sure, yeah. I mean, for example, I got Kyler and Drake London. Drake London isn't worth the 101. So, I kind of agree with you in a sense. We can definitely come up with some offers for him. Because the draft pick section of this review is not going to be very interesting. You got 2 draft picks. That's it. You got the 109 and you got the 309. So you already talked about either trading away or sticking and picking. If you go wide receiver in a SuperFlex league, the 109 is like Brian Thomas Jr. range.
Yeah, Brian Thomas Jr., maybe Adonai Mitchell, maybe Lab McConkey if they fall. We always throw the running backs in there if they get the capital, but I feel like you don't really necessarily need him in this format, or maybe you can trade back or trade up.
He says, I do Kyler in the 104 all day. He's high on Kyler. We got a fellow Kyler lover like me.
Fellow cockroach lover.
Let's look at some potential pivot down options. Stroud. Let's talk about Kyler as an option first. Who has Kyler in this league?
Team 3. No one is safe.
I don't know how open he'd be because his quarterback room is already pretty weak. But he'd get Stroud and then he wouldn't have the 101.
Stroud and Caleb. He has the 101. So you get the top 4. You get the 104.
Okay, yeah.
And that's okay.
So Kyler plus the 104, that's an easy yes. I would do that. What about you?
Yeah, I'm okay with that trade. That puts you in the neighbors.
What about just a different format? How about Kyler and AyyyO? Because that's kind of similar to my Kyler and London trade.
I think like if I can get the 104 and if I'm kind of like guaranteeing that potentially being neighbors, I would want neighbors over AyyyO.
Sure. No, I agree. I'm saying if this isn't an option.
Sure. I'm happy with that. 103 Brock Purdy, Aaron Rodgers. Like 103 might be getting. So I'm assuming 101 Caleb, 102. I just want to double check. 102 Marvin Harrison Jr. 103, which is Team 7. Brock Purdy, Aaron Rodgers. He should go quarterback.
Oh yeah, sorry, quarterback.
He should go quarterback there. So Malik Neighbors should be in play if I'm reading the board correctly. JStump, correct me if I'm wrong if you think someone's going to take Malik Neighbors over a Jaden Daniels. But yes.
Yeah, Stroud for Kyler in the 104 is a really great option for you. 101 owners, 50-50 on Caleb or Marvin.
Which makes sense because he can get a quarterback at 104, 105. So if he wants to get wide receiver,
he can play that flexible.
He can play that 100%.
But yeah, I'd say.
Which then, by the way, pushes Neighbors potentially down to you if Caleb Williams goes at the 102, and then at the 103, it could potentially be another quarterback there. So I think you're still in the same boat, whichever way he does go. Anyways,
just a couple options we just threw out there for the Kyler option of this. I've also talked about Jordan Love as an option before. Let's talk about who has Jordan Love here.
Jordan Love is Team 8.
Team 8. And they don't really have any draft capital, so this might be a tough move. Like, we got to find our way into a Monra, which is possible, but I don't know how much wiggle room there is here with this team. So we could, like, I know you love Jason just as much as I do. I'm wondering if, actually, what about Stroud in the 109 for Jordan Love and a Monra? Would you do that, or is that kind of crazy?
The 109.
I wonder what Keep Trade Cut would even say about that.
This may sound crazy, but like I think I would rather swap JSN and keep the 109. That's how I feel right now.
They say Stroud is more valuable there. So, I mean, you could even potentially get one of this guy's... could you get his 26 second, maybe? Or Derek? What? I'm trying to remember your running back room. You don't really need Derek.
Bijan,
but, like, what you could do... This is a little bit kind of out there. But, like, you could also grab Henry... And you could send him... Well, they say that's even. But you could send him back Gus Edwards to make the deal get done. That's an offer I personally really love. I know not everybody will. I really love Jordan Love.
Right. It's a teammate normally tries to fleece instead of fair trade deals.
Okay. So tell him he can... All right. So... Right. I hear you. Well, yeah, you can start that as like an initial offer and see what he says. You'd be surprised. Like some people are just really all in on Stroud. I know it sounds crazy, but some people have him as the 101 in startups. And a lot of people have him as the quarterback one in Dynasty. So maybe that guy feels that way. Maybe he doesn't. Even if you want to make the deal more simple and get Justin Jefferson, just Stroud in the 109 for Jordan Love and Justin Jefferson. I think we both do that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
So that's a couple options for J-Love, but you're a little bit limited there. We talked about A-Rich.
Team 2.
And I think that is...
Richardson, Drake London.
That is LL Stang, by the way.
Yeah.
So the first thing I'd throw out is like A-Rich and London, which you said, yeah. That's a no-brainer. I don't know, maybe he'd be willing to do that. But he's probably not going to give you the 102. But would you do A-Rich in the 106? He's got a lot of picks, so he might be willing to make a move. A-Rich in the 106 and the 110, maybe?
It really doesn't change. I mean, 106 is a quarterback, so you can get more value and then trade back potentially at the 106.
A-Rich plus the 106
I personally
the
110. I personally don't love the 106. I like Anthony Richardson in the 106.
Drake London's your best option there, I think.
Yeah, JStump said probably not. But yes, Drake London is your best offer. If you're going to do a trade with this team, it'd be Anthony Richardson, Drake London. Because I still want to be inside that top 5. He's very high on AR and wouldn't be shocked if he has him even with Stroud. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's crazy, so I get it. Justin Herbert.
Team 6.
Team 6. And this is a really tough pivot here.
Yeah. I agree.
This pivot won't work. That won't work. I don't think there's another name I've been talking about, but if you can somehow pivot off of Stroud, I think all of these deals would really, really help your team. Obsessed with these 2 deals here, the Jordan Love ones.
Yeah, I'm okay with the Jordan Love ones. I'm okay with the Kyler ones. I like the Kyler ones better than the Jordan Love.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think.
I wouldn't really want to move your running backs right now. Clearly, these guys aren't on your team. I think they're just a sleeper, funny little thing.
The only player I was thinking about is a tight end. McBride or Andrews. Like, can I get another wide receiver there? And, like, it's a tight end premium, but it's only 0.5. So I was wondering if you can probably get... I'm trying to think of a team. Like, where's Rashee Rice? Like, I know that's probably not the best one there, but, like, can I get Rashee Rice and more? How do you feel about Rashee Rice?
Well, you'd have to get much more than Rashee Rice.
That's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. And more. For one of these tight ends.
There are on that team.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out. Okay, he's team 12, so it's not the best pieces, unfortunately. Like, I get Rashee Rice in a first for one of those tight ends.
Well, this
like
guy's first would be super interesting.
Yeah, Najee, like a 25 first. Like, I can get Rashee Rice. But the thing is, like, would he do? I think
McBride's worth more, maybe though, in this league.
Sure. Another team that needs a tight end is Team 9, House of the Rising Sun. He has Michael Pittman, DK Metcalf.
Team 9.
Team 8 also needs a tight end. He's Pat Frymuth. He has a Monra. Maybe you can send him. Maybe we can add a tight end to that package with the Jordan Love one.
Yeah, the Jordan Love package.
Yeah, the Jordan Love package.
So maybe it looks something like, what if it's just Stroud and Mark Andrews for Jordan Love, Amon-Ra, and Derrick Henry?
Sure, and keep that 109 still.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
He could definitely use a tight end. And does he have any draft? He has no draft picks to really even improve anyway. So that could work.
Yeah, that could potentially
What
work.
would Keep Trade Cut say about that, though? Stroud and Mark Andrews.
McBride, but never send anything fair. Kyler,
They think that's fair, and we didn't even put tight end premium, so yeah. They think it's fair. I don't know. I mean, it's worth trying. But essentially, what I would say with your team, JStump, is you're absolutely right in the sense you mentioned, I'm a young team. I want to compete for a long time. You've put yourself in that spot for sure. There's no reason not to be all in. Keeping in mind that you don't have your 25 or 26 first round pick, I probably wouldn't sell my 27 first if I was you. Geno's a fine QB3, but there is an expiry date there. I might be looking to actually trade that 109 for a vet. Let's look at that option.
Well, you kind of mentioned DJ Moore. Was the first one that came to mind, which I really liked.
Is that still doable? I wonder what Keep Trade Cut says.
Well, I think so, because a lot of people, if anything, he probably has fallen based off of the NFL draft rumors of Rome Odunze coming. Like, maybe that's also a concern for JStump here.
It's pretty close here, yeah. Let's look at their rankings and what is around DJ Moore here, because that's kind of the range. Your T. Higgins Pittman would be a great addition.
You said if JJ's on the board still at the 109, I'm trading out of the 10. Look, I would even say a quarterback is most likely going to be there. Like, with the rumors and reports coming out today about Bo Nix going in the first. If 5 quarterbacks go in the first, there's going to be a quarterback at the 109.
Yeah.
We just don't know who that's going to be. In any, not just yours, but in any rookie draft, because that means somebody is falling or somebody's rising, whether at the wide receiver position, or clearly at the quarterback position. So, like, yeah, there's going to be a quarterback there if both of those guys fall to the 109 or to a good spot. Yes, DJ Moore, Michael Pittman, Devonta Smith. I'm all about that.
Yeah, I think these 3 options are really good because keep in mind we don't have our 25 or 26 first, so we can fall in love with the idea of one of those players hitting for us in the NFL draft. Or we can draft 3 guys that have already produced multiple years in the NFL and can be the reason we get put over the top while we wait on JSN to break out, or one of those names. Like, as crazy as it sounds, I'd even be willing to like trade the 109 and move back for a vet plus a second or something. Like vets that come to mind when I'm talking here, like an Evans, a Debo, Evans, Debo, and Adams. Because if you can get an early second or something, I don't think that's really far off anyway of where you were going to be. Or Rashee Rice. If you can send Rice away and get like a late second for the 109.
Yep.
Because I think that could really benefit your team. I'm not going to go the Diggs route or a Kirk or a Hollywood. Those guys wouldn't be worth it. It'd have to be an Adams, Evans, Debo kind of route there. Metcalf is interesting. Would you do Metcalf for the 109 with this team?
No, I wouldn't. I'm not a big believer in DK. I think his week to week is too volatile. Even with, if he was consistent, like, I feel like it's been kind of skewed with like his 9-point game that he gets like every 5 weeks of the season, and then he somehow is still a top 25 wide receiver. I just would rather have somebody else.
I get that. I am interested to see what DK looks like in this new offense. I don't think we talk about that enough.
100%. Like the new offense is intriguing, especially with the Washington offensive coordinator that you know utilize like DK in this offense. DK Metcalf is Roma Dunze.
Yeah, potentially.
Right. So,
I'm trying to find the team that has DK. That's Team 9. So can they give us, like, I almost wonder if like a pick swap could be in play, like their 2025 firsts, and you can give them a second. I don't know. I don't think I'd do that if I was a DK owner, but I'd throw it out there. JStump says, not a big Rice guy, rather have JSN. Well, you don't have to give up JSN though. You know, I mean, if you're telling me I can get the 109 and like the 206, or if I can send the 109 and get Rice in the 206, I'd do that all day.
Yeah, agreed.
Especially in this class, early second rounds are so valuable, mid-second rounds. But I think that's most of the ways that we'd improve this team. Just keep in mind, every move you make needs to be putting you in a position to win right now.
Yeah, I agree.
No, that's fair, JStump. That's fair.
I would agree there as well. Says like I wouldn't mind moving the 109, but if Brian Thomas goes high and has a great landing spot, I really have to take him. I think so. I don't know if you read that, but yes, I do think you can.
But will he even be available?
Well, if one of those, if the thing is, that's the thing. If the quarterbacks go like he's kind of mentioning,
It could
and
be.
like I mentioned with Bo Nix, 100% he can be there.
Yeah.
Or he can go ahead of those guys because people don't like the landing spot. Like, are people going to be in love with Bo Nix going to the Broncos? I think people do because of Sean Payton.
There is also a world, by the way, where the guy who goes to the Patriots falls to you at the 109. Maybe Drake May. I don't know. I'm probably taking Drake May there and just betting on like that lottery ticket.
Yeah, you might be in a tough position there. And that puts you in a decent spot, like to really squeeze out as much as you can out of CJ, if that actually is a thing.
He says, yeah, 108 owner, I imagine would either take JJ or Brian Thomas Jr. for sure.
Right.
So, JStump, let us know what we haven't covered. And if there's anything that we haven't covered or a specific question that you have, let us know. But yeah, I think all of your decisions should be asking, is this going to help me win in the next 2 years?
Yeah.
And I think those are the decisions that you make moving forward. I wouldn't even mind pivoting off of Patrick Mahomes, by the way, for some of those offers as well. So, like, don't be closed off to a Mahomes deal either. Yeah, so Etienne's interesting because I feel like if you lose Etienne on this team, you do not have another dog at running back 2. And I don't think this is the class to bet on finding one. Not to say that you won't. Maybe that means the 109 becomes Trey Benson for you if he's an RB2, but I would not move him before the draft because if you're going to rely on Tajay or Charbonnet, maybe Gus could be that guy, but that is not the ideal RB2 on a championship contending team.
I mean, look, I'm happy to pivot if you really want to. Like, I do like Travis Etienne, but like I do like other running backs better. But it just depends on who that pivot is. I think you kind of mentioned pivot. Like, it may sound crazy, but I think I would pivot to Saquon, who's in a better offense. It feels like, that's really the only one I would pivot to because of how competing you are. Like, I feel like if you tear down too much, I think Travis Etienne and Saquon are in the same tier, or are in the same tier for me.
Sure.
And it's not that big of a difference. The only difference is the age, right? Age and offense. Those are the two big differences. So,
I mean, the thing is, I don't know that I can move to Saquon and get a bunch in return. I would be willing to do it if I get a bunch in return. But I'd even do like a Jacobs if I can get a second and send them a third. Like if I can get, let's just say like the 203 or something in Jacobs, and I'll send you Etienne in like the 303. Just as an example. I don't know what it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise,
but
I think you need
I'm not
Etienne
forcing
on this
it.
team.
Yeah, I'm not forcing it. Like, I'm happy to keep Etienne unless I'm pivoting into somebody that I feel really comfortable pivoting to. Once again, like the Saquons and like the Josh Jacobs that we kind of mentioned.
Yeah.
I do have Etienne for the 107 outright. Tyler said he's considering it. Right. So Etienne for the 107.
See, I don't mind that, but then you're still in a position where you have to replace Etienne.
Well, that's the thing. Can you do the 109 for Saquon then? Can you send Etienne, get the 107? You get your wide receiver that you want.
That's a great idea.
And then send the 109 for Saquon, because the only way that happens is if I get that Saquon deal done. I just saw
trade
Saquon
one is you have to get the 109 for Saquon. Trade 2 is you have to get the Etienne. You have to get the 107 for Etienne. But
where's Saquon?
All these trades have to coincide. You can't do one without the other.
Yeah.
That's backwards. Saquon for the 109.
I'm trying to find Saquon right now. Like, where's Saquon at?
Yeah, that's fine, JStump. One of those two names. But you can't do one of these deals without the other because you'll put yourself in a weird spot. But yeah, these two
Saquon's
moves combined are great.
Saquon's team 4, and he can get into that first round if he wanted to. Now, let me see your team here. Like, I'm happy to send him, like, a helping hand, too. Like, hey, I know you're worried about Saquon if you lose, but you're going to get into that 109. But here's Gus Edwards.
I'd keep Gus on this team, though.
Okay, you want to keep Gus?
Yeah,
I'm just trying to think of players.
He could score like 10 touchdowns this year. It could be like a Jamal Williams type situation.
Okay, sure. Like, so whichever, like, throw him a helping hand at a running back that you don't feel confident
Maybe the 309
in.
or something.
Yeah, or the 309. That can be Zach Charbonnet. That can be Gus. That can be whatever. Obviously, you could probably get a little bit more in return if you do send that 109 plus a Sharby or Tajay. But yes, they do have to coincide with each other, and which makes it difficult because you're running a risk. But I can't because Greg won't let me. Right. That's fair. And that's going to be the most difficult part is, let me say this. If you can send the 109 for Saquon right now and that gets accepted, that's probably okay. But then that Etienne, maybe you need to lock in LL Mustang and be like, look, I'm going to do something right now. Is that 107 locked in?
No, yeah, like we said, you have to have these two deals.
Have that trade
in your inbox,
in your waiting box,
ready for you to accept both of them at the same time.
100%. So, like, tell him to send that Travis Etienne trade, and then talk to that Saquon owner and be like, let's do this. And then once he accepts that, you accept the Travis Etienne trade immediately.
I'm gonna send you this whiteboard over on Discord. But let us know if there's any final questions there, JStump, that we didn't cover. We appreciate you big time. Our like goal today, guys, was 50. And we are currently at 31. So we didn't quite get there. But do us a favor. If you have yet to hit the like button, be a friend. Hit that thing. And I think together we could hit 50. The math checks out.
Your friend hit that thing.
That is all the time that we have for today, though, after JStump. So that means when we do this stream next, which will be next year, next week, because of the NFL draft. Otherwise, we'd have another one this week, but the NFL draft is going to push that back. But Christo will be next. If Rob Noland replies, he'll be next. And we've also got Wody, who should be on that next stream as long as things go to plan. JStump says, yeah, Mahomes would move too, but might wait till like mid-season. That's fair.
Okay.
Serge, we talked about trading one of those tight ends. We talked about that as well earlier in the stream. And walked through a couple options as well.
Yeah. We appreciate you, JStump, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Appreciate you big time. And tomorrow we'll be live on the channel with a rookie draft. And then the next day we will be live on our redraft channel reacting to the draft. We'll go live an hour before the draft and do our final NFL mock draft. So if you'd like to join us, I'll put a direct link in the chat there to our YouTube stream on our redraft channel. Hit that little notify me button if you want. Jimmy says, thoughts on Pittman Jr. coming out this year? Yeah, he can definitely top 20 for sure. It's all going to come down to A-Rich's development as a passer. Yeah. Also, Zach, we got to cook an echo for Redacted. Redacted. I think I'm not. There's something I'm missing. Some connection point here I'm missing.
Maybe.
There's some inside joke or some piece of information here that is not coming in my brain. I'm probably just not understanding. Redacted. What do you mean?
It's actually really thinking about.
Oh, okay.
Teams, potential trades, right?
Well, I'll be honest. My Echo team is one of my worst teams out there. So I got the 110 and the 101, thank God, and I got a couple future picks as well. So we're ready for a change with this Echo team.
Time to pivot.
We appreciate all of you guys. Do us a favor, hit the like button as the stream ends today. We'll see you tomorrow night. All love. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Love.